Hey guys, it's Zoe, and today I'm going to be doing my updated 2020 bookshelf tour. The last one I did was about May of 2019, I think, and I had just under 1,000 books. This time, I have over 1,100 books. I counted recently, but then I added more books to my shelves, and I don't remember exactly how many, so I know that it's at least 1,120. There are only a couple things that I need to let you know about before I get started. First things first, with everything going on with J.K. Rowling, who I not so fondly call J.K. Turfling now, I don't want to be showing all of the Harry Potter stuff and promoting the series. I'm in a very conflicted spot because the series has meant so much to me my whole life and I still love it. I just don't love her and I don't condone anything that she says. This is a safe space for everyone and she's a TERF and I hate it. It's disgusting. She needs to stop. Anyways, I'm not going to be showing my Harry Potter collection. I haven't gotten too many other editions since the 2019 bookshelf tour, so I'll leave that linked up here and in the description box. You can go check that out if you want to. I just don't want to give the series more space on my platform. The second thing is I have several books on my desk that I didn't go through. They're the books that I am reading this month or I am currently in the middle of. I'm gonna do them right now. The first one I have here is A Song of Race and Ruin by Roseanne A. Brown. And then I have a few more of the Gossip Girl books that I am reading right now. Only in Your Dreams, Would I Lie to You, and Don't You Forget About Me. Every time. It's a staple on my channel. If I say the title, I have to sing it. I'm also reading Nothing Can Keep Us Together, but that's upstairs and I forgot to bring it down. And lastly, I have a bunch of writing books here. The Writer's Little Helper by James V. Smith Jr. You've Got a Book in You by Elizabeth Sims. And Plot Perfect by Paula Mounier. And then I have a book that I'm using for research for my work in progress, The Golden Bough by James George Fraser. The next order of business is like with every other bookshelf tour I've done. I'm going to be leaving timestamps down in the description with when every genre starts and ends, so if you don't want to sit through this massive video, you can click through and find the genres that interest you. The last thing that we need to talk about before I get started is, as always, I have a link to Book Depository in the description box. If you like the sound of any of these books and you want to purchase them, click that link, buy books without clicking out of the site, and I get a small 5% commission at no extra cost to you. It's just an extra little way that you can support my channel along with leaving a tip on my coffee and becoming a patron. With that, let's get into my 2020 bookshelf tour. Grab a snack, get settled, and I will see you back here at the end. So the shelf on the far left that we can only see part of is my Harry Potter bookshelf. I'm going to be starting with the next one over. The first 3 shelves there are the fantasy shelves, followed by the historical fiction, and then retellings. On the other wall, starting on the far left, I have mystery and thriller, and the shorter bookcase next to that one is dystopian and sci-fi. Next to that is paranormal type things. Yeah. The tall wide one next to that is YA contemporary in hardcover at the top, and then the bottom is longer YA contemporary series. And the tall skinny one next to it is YA paperbacks, and then adult and new adult romance. And then we have Jeffrey, another one of my giraffes. The first shorter bookcase is middle grade on top and then classics, and the second one is my old textbooks, nonfiction, and then Shakespeare, and at the very bottom is my Wizard of Oz collection. And finally over here are the 2 TBR bookcases. These are the only ones that aren't organized by genre. It's alphabetical by author's last name. Now, let's get started. The fantasy shelves start off with The Dragon's Path by Daniel Abraham, Watership Down by Richard Adams, Children of Blood and Bone by Tomi Adeyemi, Assassin's Heart by Sarah Ahirs, 2 copies of The Hazelwood by Marissa Albert, Melissa. What the hell, every time. Sea of Shadows by Kelly Armstrong, Onyx and Ivory by Mindy Arnett, and finishing off this shelf are the first 3 books in the Red Queen series by Victoria Aveyard, Red Queen, Glass Sword, and King's Cage. Starting off the next shelf are the first 2 books in the Grishaverse trilogy by Leigh Bardugo, Shadow and Bone and Siege and Storm, followed by the Six of Crows duology by Leigh Bardugo, Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom, The Language of Thorns by Leigh Bardugo, Kingdom of Souls by Rena Barron. Someone showed up at my house, so Tyson is freaking the fuck out. You're fine, Tyson. Your brother's sleeping. Oh my god! Are they going for fiber? Are they putting fiber in? Yes, bitch! sneak peek spoiler alert for future plans. Once we get fiber and I get my new desktop set up, I think I'm gonna start streaming on Twitch. I had talked about this before a while ago when we were at our old house, but the internet there was shit because we were almost in the county. What was that word? County.
Guy was just going door to door asking permission to hook up the fiber on the side of the house.
I knew it! Yes! Love you. You guys get to see more of my face. You're welcome! Anyways, 2 copies of The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. Ooh, I almost fell off my chair. Dangerous! The Frostblood trilogy by Ellie Blake. Frostblood, Fireblood, and Nightblood. She is from where I'm from. Yay! Go Windsor! It's shit! It's shit! It's really, really shit! The first 2 books in the 3 Dark Crowns series by Kendara Blake, 3 Dark Crowns and 1 Dark Throne. Anti-Goddess, also by Kendara Blake. The Sword of Shannara by Terry Brooks, even though he pronounced it Shannara, but then he realized that it sounds stupid. City of Brass by S.A. Chakraborty. I cannot say it in a normal way. I can't. And finally on this shelf is very shiny book. Come on, man. There we go. Dividing Eden by Joelle Charbonneau. Joelle Charbonneau. That's all I know. It's very French. This is a safety hazard. Filming this fucking thing. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I need sustenance. Where's my bagel? Where's my bagel? Woo! I am all kinds of not okay. I almost dropped my bagel that Curtis made me. So kind. We stan. Is this in focus? Probably not. That's why it's not working, you dumb bitch. Are we fucking serious right now? How stupid am I? I cannot function like this. I am slowly but surely losing my goddamn mind. The final top fantasy shelf starts off with the 7 Realms series by Cinda Williams Chima. 7 Realms? Yeah. The Demon King, The Exiled Queen, and The Grey Wolf Throne. Followed by The Last Nimsara and The Caged Queen by Kristen Ciccarelli. And finally, The Gilded Wolves by Roshni Chokshi. Yes, bitch, I can finally get off my chair. Next we have the first part of the Cassandra Clare shelves, starting with the hardcover copies of The Mortal Instruments, City of Bones, City of Glass, City of Fallen Angels, City of Lost Souls, and City of Heavenly Fire. Yes, I am missing City of Ashes. I know. I haven't found it yet in hardcover, but I will soon. Next are the hardcover copies of City of... No, that's not the right series. Of the Infernal Devices series, Clockwork Angel and Clockwork Prince. Again, I don't have a hardcover copy of Clockwork Princess yet. Next up is finally a complete series in hardcover. The Dark Artifices, which is Lady Midnight, Lord of Shadows, and Queen of Air and Darkness. Followed by the Shadowhunters Codex. When a friend gave this to me, it didn't have the dust jacket. I'm gonna find one with a dust jacket because I want it. Next, I have this edition of paperback copies of the Mortal Instruments books, the last 3. City of Fallen Angels, City of Lost Souls, and City of Heavenly Fire. These editions continue over to the next shelf, the Infernal Devices series in the same cover style, Clockwork Angel, Clockwork Prince, and Clockwork Princess. And finishing off my Cassandra Clare collection are these covers again of the Mortal Instruments, just in paperback this time. I have City of Bones, City of Ashes, City of Glass, and City of Lost Souls. The next non-Cassandra Clare book is The Bells by Donielle Clayton, Firebringer by David Clement Davies. I don't know how I haven't dropped a single book yet. Knock on wood, because I just jinxed that shit. A Shadow Bright and Burning by Jessica Clues? I don't know. I have never figured that one out. Let's say Clueless, because it sounds like clueless, like me. The Naming by Alison Krogan. The Glass Spare by Lauren DeStefano. The first 2 books of the Witchland series by Susan Dennard, Truth Witch and Wind Witch. Deep Blue by Jennifer Donnelly. And rounding out this shelf is Wicked Saints by Emily A. Duncan. The next shelf over starts with the first 2 books of the Queens of Rentia series by Sarah Beth Durst, The Queen of Blood and The Reluctant Queen. Fire and Heist by Sarah Beth Durst. The Gypsy King by Maureen Fergus. Again, shiny buds. There we go. Haha, shiny bud. That's the name of a weed store around here. And finally on the shelf is King of Ashes by Raymond E. Feist. Starting off the next shelf down, I have 2 copies of Ace of Shades by Amanda Foody, Stardust by Neil Gaiman, Caraval by Stephanie Garber, The Queens of Innislear by Tessa Gratton, A Discovery of Witches by Deborah Harkness, Hounded by Kevin Hearn, City of Lies by Sam Hawke, Rebel Belle by Rachel Hawkins, Magonia by Maria Devana Headley, Malice by John Gwynne, and as you can see, that book is toe up. Tyson destroyed it. He said, "Fuck you, Mom. I don't care about the book you're reading. I'm gonna chew it." He loves me so much. The Dwarves by Marcus Heights, Legacy of Kings by Eleanor Herman, Wake by Amanda Hawking, move over Gwen, Viper by Bex Hogan, 2 copies of Everlist by Sarah Holland, and finally Tiger's Curse by Colleen Hawk. Hook, hawk, hawk. Starting off the next shelf over is Reawakened by Colleen, same last name. Dancing Jacks by Robin Jarvis. The 5th Season by N.K. Jemisin. The Queen of the Tearling series by Erica Johansson. The Queen of the Tearling, The Invasion of the Tearling, and The Fate of the Tearling. The first 2 books in the Iron Fae series by Julie Kagawa. The Iron King and the Iron Daughter. Talon, also by Julie Kagawa. And 2 copies of Shadow of the Fox, again by Julie Kagawa. Catching Stars by Kayla Keenan. A Curse So Dark and Lonely by Bridget Kemmerer. What are we doing, buds? What are we doing? Struggling, that's what we're doing. The Blood Print by Asma Zahanat Khan. Shadows Cast by Stars by Catherine Knutson. The Alchemists of Loom by Elise Kova. And finally on the shelf, The Nevernight Chronicle by Jay Kristoff, Nevernight, God's Grave, and Dark Dawn. Starting off the next shelf over is The Poppy War by R.F. Kwong, Salt and Storm by Kendall Culper, Reverie by Ryan LaSala, The Guardians of Eastgate by Sherry LeClaire, Jade City by Fonda Lee, The Young Elites by Marie Lu, The Lies of Locke Lamora by Scott Lynch, and finally The Ruin of Kings by Jen Lyons. Moving down to the next shelf is my Sarah J. Maas shelf. Not sure why Jon Snow is there. Which starts off with the first 3 books in the Throne of Glass series in the UK covers. Throne of Glass, Crown of Midnight, and Heir of Fire. And then I have the first few books of the Throne of Glass series in the US paperback editions. The Assassin's Blade, Throne of Glass, Crown of Midnight, and Heir of Fire. And then I have the last books of the Throne of Glass series in the US hardcover. Queen of Shadows, Empire of Storms, Tower of Dawn, and Kingdom of Ash. And then I have a hardcover copy of Crown of Midnight in those same covers. The books in the A Court of Thorns and Roses series, A Court of Thorns and Roses, A Court of Mist and Fury, A Court of Wings and Ruin, and A Court of Frost and Starlight. And then I have the first book in the New Crescent City series, House of Earth and Blood. And rounding off the shelf, I have Catwoman, Soul Stealer. Starting off the next shelf over is Shadowfell by Juliet Marillier. Woo! Followed by 7 Black Diamonds and 1 Blood Ruby by Melissa Marr, The Song of Ice and Fire series by George R.R. Martin, A Game of Thrones, A Clash of Kings, A Storm of Swords, A Feast for Crows, and A Dance with Dragons, Promise of Blood by Brian McClellan, The Oathbreaker Shadow by Amy McCullough, Markswoman by Rati Mehrotra, Renegades by Marissa Meyer, The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern, The Beautiful Ones by Silvia Moreno Garcia, and finally 2 copies of Girls of Paper and Fire by Natasha Nyan. I need to go get Carter, so you might see him. Not see him, you might hear him in the background. I put him on his back 30 seconds ago. Who knows where he'll be in the next 30 seconds. Oh my goodness. Anyways, let's get back to this so I can go snuggle my boy. Starting off the next shelf, I have... Who is causing a ruckus outside at this time of day? 3 p.m. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Woo! Can you stay in one spot long enough for me to make sure this thing is in focus? Mother of God, you're so difficult. Don't you dare. There. The Old Kingdom series by Garth Nix, Sabriel, Lyriel, and Abhorsen, followed by Angel Mage by Garth Nix. The first 3 books of the Immortal series by Alison Noel, Evermore, Blue Moon, and Shadowland. Wow! Was my ass blocking that whole thing? Because 2 of those fell. My God. Yeah, I definitely jinxed it earlier. Okay. The Silverwing series by Kenneth Opel. Is it Opel? Is it Opel? I don't know. Opel? Silverwing, Sunwing, and Firewing. Stop it! The Wizard, the Witch, and 2 Girls from Jersey by Lisa Papadimitriou. The Kiss of Deception by Mary E. Pearson. Stop! Jesus! And finally, There Will Come a Darkness by Katie Rosepool. Thank fuck, because this angle that I'm standing at is killing my back. Oh, we love epidural site pain so much. Say hi to Carter on the way back. Say hi to Carter from this angle. Hi, bud. Oh, what a handsome man. Where am I? Where am I? There we go. Starting off the last shelf on the first bookcase. Oh my goodness! I have the back of a 90-year-old woman! The His Dark Material series by Philip Pullman, The Golden Compass, The Subtle Knife, and The Amber Spyglass. Fun fact, that little purple book right in the middle there, when I was a child, I didn't realize that the word subtle was spelled like that, so I pronounced it The Subtle Knife for a very long time. Until my mother made fun of me. Oh my god. Laughing at the children. Oh my god, I never wanted to speak again. You know what? They probably would have liked that. It's fine. My family loves me so much. Right, Mom? I love you. What the hell, guys? What the hell? The Snow Like Ashes trilogy by Sarah Rosh. Snow Like Ashes, I almost said Snow Like Ice. Wow. Snow Like Ashes, Ice Like Fire, and Frost Like Night. These Rebel Waves, also by Sarah Rosh. Falling Kingdoms by Morgan Rhodes. Can we get settled properly in here, buds? No! Oh my god, there's a conspiracy against me. I hate everything. A Book of Spirit and Thieves. A Book of Spirits and Thieves by Morgan Rhodes. I am gonna need some spirits to get through the rest of this damn thing. Jesus. Four Dead Queens by Astrid Schuldt. A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab. The Priory of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon. Scythe by Neil Schusterman. The Crown's Game Duology by Evelyn Skye. The Crown's Game and the Crown's Fate. Circle of Shadows by Evelyn Skye. Stray by Alyssa Sussman. And finally on the shelf, Immortal City by Scott Speer. Cartmeister! Cartman! Look at him. Starting off the next shelf over is An Ember in the Ashes by Saba Tahir. The UK version of A Daughter of... Why am I saying a daughter? No. Daughter of Smoke and Bone by Laini Ann Taylor. Oh my... Laini Taylor. That's who we're talking about, guys. We're fine. Everyone is fine. Except for me. Bless you. And then I have the US versions of the Daughter of Smoke and Bone trilogy, again by Laini Taylor. See, look at that. I can say it properly on the first try. Daughter of Smoke and Bone, Days of Blood and Starlight, and Dreams of Gods and Monsters. Still haven't eaten my bagel. What the hell is wrong with me? The Strange the Dreamer duology by Laini Taylor, Strange the Dreamer, and Muse of Nightmares. I have vlogs for each of those. Long May She Reign by Rhiannon Thomas. Harry Potter. Even this book doesn't like itself. You see that? Harry Potter and the Shit Child by J.K. Turfling. Really, it's by Jack Thorne. The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien. I am just now realizing that I said the title, alright buds, of this book incorrectly. It's actually called The Shit Circus, not The Night Circus. The more you know. The Lord of the Rings trilogy by J.R.R. Tolkien. The Fellowship of the Ring, The Return... That's not the right order. What are we talking about? The Two Towers and The Return of the King. More copies of these books. The Fellowship of the Ring and The Return of the King. The first two books of the Queen's Thief series by Megan Whalen Turner. The Thief and the Queen of Atolia. The Stars Never Rise by Rachel Vincent. Oh, hi, Bubs. Bless you. And finally, The Strange and Beautiful Sorrows. Wow. The Strange and Beautiful Sorrows of Ava Lavender by Leslie Walton. I sounded very American right there. I apologize to my ears, to my son's ears, to my cat's ears. Everyone say hi, Bobsy. Draco. Draco. And now Carter is watching too. Look at those cheeks. Draco, love me. Nope. Okay, bye. Carter, do you love me? Can you stop looking at Draco for 2 seconds? Oh, I am so underappreciated in this house. Let's just get back to this bookshelf tour. My books care about me. Actually, no, they do not, as evidenced by how much they fall. I'm gonna try and show off how pretty they are. It's fine. I almost smashed my face off this chair. This chair? Right there, almost smashed my face off of it. That's what I get for being a goddamn idiot. Starting off the last shelf are the first two books in the Lightbringer series by Brent Weeks, The Black Prism and The Blinding Knife, and Tyson got to that one too. And then the next two books in that series, The Broken Eye and The Blood Mirror, The Dragonbone Chair by Tad Williams, and finally, close enough, The Rage of Dragons by Evan Winter. Actually, I forgot to show you down here. One day I will figure my shit out. The bottom of the fantasy shelves here have just a bunch of subscription boxes. I'm leaving this space open because my TBR shelves have at least 50 fantasy books that need to get put on here. Whee! Day 2 of filming. Here we go. Starting off the historical fiction is Love, Lies, and Spies by Cindy Anstey. Not from the top shelf. No thank you. Followed by The Boy in the Striped Pajamas by John Boyne. I don't know if this trilogy has a name or not, but The Great and Terrible Beauty trilogy by Libba Bray. A Great and Terrible Beauty, Rebel Angels, and The Sweet Far Thing. And finally on the shelf is Ink and Bone by Rachel Caine. The next shelf down is the Gail Carriger shelf, starting with paperback copies of the first 2 books in the Finishing School series, Etiquette and Espionage, and Curtsies and Conspiracies, followed by a hardcover copy of Curtsies and Conspiracies, and the last 2 books in the series, Waistcoats and Weaponry, and Manners and Mutiny. Then I have a mass market paperback copy of Soulless, the first book in the Parasol Protectorate series. And then trade paperback copies of the series, Soulless, Changeless. Woo! Hi there! Don't fall on my head, please. Thank you. Blameless, Heartless, and Timeless. And finishing off the Gail Carriger shelf, I have the first 3 books in the Custard Protocol series, Prudence, Imprudence, and Competence. The next shelf down starts with Walk on Earth a Stranger by Ray Carson, The Spy Mistress by Jennifer Chiaverini, The Kingdom of Little Little Wounds by Suzanne Kokol, The Pillars of the Earth by Ken Follett, Outlander by Diana Gabaldon, Troy by Adele Gerris. I'm gonna go with Gerard. Wolf by Wolf and Blood for Blood by Ryan Groudon. And finally, The Lux and Rumors by Anna Godberson. Truly thought that was pronounced Gobbersden for the longest time because I misread those letters. The next shelf down starts with the first 2 books in the Dark Days Club series by Alison Goodman. The Dark Days Club and The Dark Days Pact. The Friday Society by Adrian Kress. Carter has now found the tripod, so I apologize for any shaking. Dead Wake by Eric Larson. Beyond a Darkened Shore by Jessica Leake. And finally, The Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue by Mackenzie Lee. I wonder who I should ask to sign this book. Not her, that's for sure. Dude, what's going on? He's got a grip on that. Kicking away at the floor too. You're gonna hurt yourself. Why are you off your mat? Cartmeister. Cartmans. Draco has found a sunspot for himself. Love that. Just vibing. Oh, what a handsome man. Staring at his swinging chair. The next shelf down starts with Under a Painted Sky by Stacey Lee. The Valiant by Leslie Livingston. Guilt by Catherine Longshore. All 3? Are you fucking kidding me? Guys, kindly frig off. And the first 3 books in the Stalking Jack the Ripper series by Carrie Maniscalco, Stalking Jack the Ripper, Hunting Prince Dracula, and Escaping from Houdini. The final historical fiction shelf starts with Venom by Fiona Paul, Ladies in Waiting by Laura L. Sullivan, Daisy Jones and the Shits by where was the K coming from? By Taylor Jenkins Reid, The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, also by Taylor Jenkins Reid, The 5th of March by Anne Rinaldi, Hang a Thousand Trees with Ribbons by Anne Rinaldi, A Break with Charity by my girl Anne Rinaldi, Finishing Becca by, you guessed it, Anne Rinaldi, Keep Smiling Through by, surprise, surprise, Anne Rinaldi. And the last one by Anne Rinaldi, An Acquaintance with Darkness. And finally, The Book Thief by Marcus Zuzak. The next bookcase over is the final one on this wall, and it has retellings, starting with Wonder Woman by Leigh Bardugo, followed by Girls Made of Snow and Glass by Melissa Bashardust, Trader Angels by Anne Blankman, Avalon High by Meg Cabot. Carter, what's going on? You shaking the tripod again, bud? Prince of Shadows by Rachel Caine, and finally Black Hearts by Nicole Casterman. He's backed right up onto this. I love that for him. The next shelf down starts with the first 2 books in the Study in Charlotte series by Brittany Cavallaro, A Study in Charlotte and The Last of August, followed by Alex and Eliza and Love and War by Melissa De La Cruz, Lost in a Book by Jennifer Donnelly, The Season by Jonah Lisa Dyer and Stephen Dyer, Scarlet by A.C. Gone, maybe it's Goggin, Speak Easy, Speak Love by Mikhail George, and The Goose Girl by Shannon Hale. The next shelf down starts with My Lady Jane and My Plain Jane by the Lady Janies, Cynthia Hand, Brody Ashton, and Jody Meadows, Splintered by A.G. Howard, Roseblood, also by A.G. Howard, Winter Song by S.J. Jones, and finally Spindle by E.K. Johnston. The next shelf down starts with Dark Breaks the Dawn by Sarah B. Larson, Ella Enchanted by Gail Carson Levine, Wicked and Son of a Witch by Gregory Maguire, A Bind-Up of Wicked and Son of a Witch by Gregory Maguire, and Heartless by Marissa Meyer. The next shelf down starts with A Blade So Black by L.L. McKinney, Cinder and Scarlet by Marissa Meyer. What the hell did I do? Those are not in the right spot. Uh-oh. What have I done? Have to go up here. And then what about Marissa Meyer up there? Beautiful. And then Meyer. Okay. I know how the alphabet works. So Cinder and Scarlet by Marissa Meyer are still on the shelf. Ignore me and my stupidity. Moving right along. Strands of Bronze and Gold and The Mark and the Midnight Hour by Jane Nickerson, and the Queen of Hearts series by Colleen Oakes, Queen of Hearts, Blood of Wonderland, and War of the Cards. The final retelling shelf starts with the Dorothy Must Die series by Danielle Page, Dorothy Must Die, The Wicked Will Rise, Yellow Brick War, and The End of Oz, followed by Stealing Snow, also by Danielle Page, Geekerella by Ashley Poston, The Shadow Queen by C.J. Redwine, Everland by not C.J. Redwine, that was the last author, wow, by Wendy Spinelli, Hunted by Megan Spooner, and finally Pride by Ibby Zoboy. Next up on the other wall now is mystery and thriller, starting with all my Dan Brown books, starting with Digital Fortress, Deception Point, The Lost Symbol, Inferno, Angels and Demons, and finishing off the first shelf is Origin. Yes, I know these are not all in order, especially the Robert Langdon ones, but you know what? Fuck it. On the next shelf down, I have a copy of the Da Vinci Code and a bind-up of the Da Vinci Code and the Lost Symbol. Starting off the next shelf down, this should actually be on the TBR shelf. Why is this over here? I don't know. Anyways, Broken Monsters by Lauren Boykes, followed by When No One Is Watching by Alyssa Cole, 419 by Will Ferguson, The Tenderness of Thieves by Donna Freitas, Full Ride by Margaret Peterson Haddix, The Conspiracy of Us by Maggie Hall, Truly Devious by Maureen Johnson, and finishing off the shelf is One of Us Is Lying by Karen M. McManus. The next shelf down starts with People Like Us by Dana Meal, followed by Twisted Fate by Nora Olson, The Innocents by Lily Peliquin, Daughter of Deep Silence by Carrie Ryan, The Last Time I Lied by Riley Sager, The Lovely Bones by Alice Sebold, and finally I Am the Messenger by Marcus Zuzak. The final shelf on the mystery and thriller bookcase is the Sarah Shepard shelf, which has the Pretty Little Liars series and the Lying Game series. Starting with Pretty Little Liars, Flawless, Unbelievable, Perfect. Nope. Are we gonna not do that? We are going to continue to do that, okay. Wicked, Killer. What in the hell is going on with you ladies today? Heartless, Wanted. Y'all motherfuckers are killing me. Oh my god. And Twisted. I can't stand you hoes. Oh my god. The Lying Game, Never Have I Ever. And finally, Two Truths and a Lie. Yes, I will play this game with you. 1. I am very pleased that all of my books are falling down right now. 2. I'm annoyed. And 3. I need a damn drink. My son is making out with himself in a mirror. Carter, Pud, what the hell? He's like, damn girl, you fine. You fine. Okay. Well, the next bookcase over starts off sci-fi and dystopian, starting with Judgment on Delchev by Eric Ambler, although I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be in the mystery section. I don't remember. I read it for school a long time ago. The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood. Fun fact, I used to always say Margaret Atwood. Could I tell you why? Absolutely not. Red Rising by Pierce Brown. You're all gonna fall right now, aren't you? You're gonna make my life a living hell and all fall down. Well, if fucking Ron got out of the way, being a dumb bitch over there. Oh my god, let's see if Harry cooperates. Yes, thank you, Harry. Anyways, The Selection series by Kiera Cass. The Selection, The Elite, The One, The Heir, and The Crown. A paperback copy of The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins. Hardcover copies of The Hunger Games Catching Fire and Mockingjay. And a box set of The Hunger Games Catching Fire and Mockingjay. I'm very good at singing. Moving right along down to the next shelf. Starting with, what is this speckle on this camera? It's dusty. Little piece, I did. Oh my god, I did. I made it worse. We're just gonna continue. The next shelf down starts with Matched and Crossed by Ali Condi, Deadly Design by Deborah Doctor, The House of the Scorpion by Nancy Farmer, Gone, Hunger and Lies by Michael Grant, Illuminae by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff, I Am Number 4 by not Marcus Souza, what the hell am I saying, by Pittacus Lore, Missing the Dust Jacket that my brother still has, probably 10 years after I let him borrow this damn book. When did this book come out? 2010. Yep, 10 years, because I remember letting him borrow this right when it came out. And he took it to Kingston when they still lived in Kingston, and did I ever get it back? No, I fucking did not. Jonathan, bring it back to me. And the sequel. Thank you, you bitch. Warcross by Marie Lu. And rounding off this shelf, I have the Shatter Me series by Tahira Mafi, Shatter Me, Unravel Me, and Ignite Me. Yes, I am aware that it's not the whole series. Thank you very much. And the last shelf on the dystopian sci-fi type deals is starting off with The Declaration by Gemma Malley, The Secret Under My Skin and The Raintree Rebellion by Janet McNaughton, The Sandcastle Empire by Kayla Olson, The Divergent Trilogy by Veronica Roth, Divergent, Allegiant, and Insurgent, The Cage by Megan Shepard, and finally 2 books that should also be on the TBR because I never actually finished these. The Fifth Wave and The Infinite Sea by Rick Yancey. The next shelf over starts the paranormal type books, starting with Bad Girls Don't Die by Katie Allender, Marie Antoinette Serial Killer by Katie Allender, The 9 Lives of Chloe King by Liz Braswell. It says really small in there, writing as Celia Thompson, but I don't give a fuck. It says Braswell on it. It's sticking up here with the B's. The Coldest Girl in Cold Town by Holly Black, paperback copies of the first 4 books in the House of Night series by PC Cast and Kristen Cast, Marked, Betrayed, Chosen, and Untamed, the same 4 books in hardcover, Hunted, Tempted, Burned, Awakened, Destined, and Hidden, again by PC Cast and Kristen Cast, and Hush Hush by Becca Fitzpatrick. There are too many of you to do this. Oh my god. What have I done? What have I done? Oh no. The next shelf down starts with the Twitches series by H.B. Gilmore and Randy Reisfeld, The Power of Two, Building a Mystery, Seeing is Deceiving, Dead Wrong, Now You Little Bitches Can Go Away, and the other little bitches can come out to play. Don't Think Twice, Double Jeopardy, and Kindred Spirits. Hex Hall by Rachel Hawkins. Pretty Little Devils by Nancy Holder. Conversion by Catherine Howe. Crossing Over by Anna Kendall. How to Ditch Your Fairy by Justine Larbaleister. There's no extra A in there. That's another name I misread. So wrong. Justine Larbalestier. Wow. I've been misreading that name for years now. Justine Larbalestier. I'm gonna sit quietly with that for a moment. Wake and Fade by Lisa McMahon. Vampire Academy, Frostbite, and Shadow Kiss by Rochelle Mead. And finally on this shelf, Twilight, New Moon, Eclipse, and Breaking Dawn by Stephanie Meyer. Are you hungry? Is that what's happening, bud? Let's get back to it. The baby is fed. Diapers have been changed. Baby might fall asleep. And the last paranormal type shelf starts with The Magic in Manhattan series by Sarah Milanowski, Bras and Broomsticks, Frogs and French Kisses, Parties and Potions, and Spells and Sleeping Bags. Actually, I'm pretty sure this is the last one. That's the right order. Followed by Don't Even Think About It by Sarah Milanowski, Before I Fall by Lauren Oliver, The Midnight Club by Christopher Pike, The Art of Wishing by Lindsay Rybar, Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children by Ransom Riggs, Embrace by Jessica Shervington, Dark Visions by L.J. Smith, Strange Angels by Strange Angels by Lily St. Crow, the first, Carter, books. Look what this little shit did. What are you doing? Okay, well, that happened. So did this. The first 3 books of the Raven Cycle by Maggie Stiefvater, The Raven Boys, The Dream Thieves, and Blue Lily, Lily Blue, Night Runner by Max Turner, Dark Lover by J.R. Ward. I mean, that could be in the romance, but I don't have much room over there, so we're keeping that in paranormal. A Certain Slant of Light by Laura Whitcomb, Illusions of Fate by Kirsten White, and finally, The Rosemary Spell by Virginia Zimmerman. Hi, Card. Carter. Lost myself trying to get back to you. A gentle Silverstein serenade as we start off the first of the contemporary shelves. So the first contemporary bookcase starts off with YA hardcover, followed by shorter YA series and the Morgan Matson books because I wanted them all together because I have hardcover and paperback, and then the longer YA series on the very bottom. Starting with Like It Never Happened by Emily Adrian, followed by The Upside of Unrequited by Becky Albertalli, Leah on the Offbeat by Becky Albertalli. Can we zoom a little bit? That'd be great. Beautiful. What If It's Us by Becky Albertalli and Adam Silvera, Joyride by Anna Banks, Blonde Ops by Charlotte Bernardo and Natalie Zayman, The Anatomical Shape of a Heart by Jen Bennett, City Love and Lost in Love by Suzanne Colasanti, Getting Revenge on Lauren Wood by Eileen Cook, Romancing the Throne by Nadine Jolie Courtney, Words in Deep Blue by Kath Crowley, The Wonder of Us by Kim Culbertson, Someone Else's Life by Katie Dale, A Matter of Heart by Amy Amy Fellner Dominy, Revenge of the Girl with a Great Personality by Elizabeth Yulberg, Stella by Helen Eve, Broken Hearts, Fences, and Other Things to Mend by Katie Finn, The Loose Ends List by Carrie Firestone, My Life Next Door and The Boy... Why did I say boy like that? The Boy Most Likely To by Huntley Fitzpatrick. My best friend's last name is Fitzpatrick. Reunited by Hilary Weissman Graham, Royals by Rachel Hawkins, Flirting in Italian and Kissing in Italian by Lauren Henderson, Escaping Perfect by Emma Harrison, Heretics Anonymous by Katie Henry, and finally Hello Sunshine by Layla Howland. The next shelf down starts with Better Than Perfect by Melissa Cantor, Being Audrey Hepburn by Mitchell Kriegman, The Romantics by Leah Conan, Love and Other Trainwrecks by Leah Conan, The Art of Getting Stared At by Laura Langston, Future Perfect by Jen Larson, Open Road Summer by Emery Lord, Infinite In Between by Carolyn Mackler, Rules for 50-50 Chances by Kate McGovern, From Twinkle with Love by Sandhya Menon, 26 Kisses by Anna Michaels, Foolish Hearts by Emma Mills, Icy London, Icy France by Sarah Milanowski, Liberty by Andrea Ports, If You're Lucky by Yvonne Prins, First There Was Forever by Juliana Romano, Cherry by Lindsay Rosen, Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell, It's All Your Fault by Paul Rudnick, Those Girls by Lauren Zaft, Famous in Love and Truly Madly Famously by Rebecca Searle, Wild Awake by Hilary T. Smith, Hello, Goodbye and Everything in Between by Jennifer E. Smith, Little Black Dresses, Little White Lies by Laura Stampler, Drowning is Inevitable by Shalonda Stanley, and finally on the shelf is The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas. The next shelf down starts with The Wrong Side of Right by Jen Marie Thorne, Trouble is a Friend of Mine by Stephanie. No! Am I fucking stupid? Trouble is a Friend of Mine by Stephanie Tromley, Love and Gelato by Jenna Evans Welch, Six Impossible Things by Fiona Wood, Eliza and Her Monsters by Francesca Zappia, Memoirs of a Teenage Amnesiac, Memoirs of a Teenage Amnesiac by Gabrielle Zevin. Moving on to the Morgan Matson books, in paperback I have Amy and Roger's Epic Detour, Second Chance Summer, and Since You've Been Gone. And then in hardcover I have The Unexpected Everything and Save the Date. And then I have Also Known As and Going Rogue by Robin Benway, The Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants and The Second Summer of the Sisterhood by Anne Brashares in paperback. And then in hardcover I have The Second Summer of the Sisterhood, Girls in Pants, The Third Summer of the Sisterhood, and Forever in Blue, The Fourth Summer of the Sisterhood. The Upper Class and Miseducated by Hobson Brown, Taylor Matern, and Caroline Says. The Carrie Diaries and Summer in the City by Candace Bushnell. The Princess Diaries, Princess in the Spotlight, Princess in Waiting, Princess in Pink, and Princess in Training by Meg Cabot. And it hurts me that this book is all alone on this shelf, Secrets of My Hollywood Life by Jen Kalanita, because the next shelf down has the next 2 books in the series, Family Affairs and On Location, I'd Tell You I Love You But Then I'd Have to Kill You, Cross My Heart and Hope to Spy, Don't Judge a Girl by Her Cover, Only the Good Spy Young, Out of Sight, Out of Time, and United We Spy, all by Ali Carter. And then a copy of Only the Good Spy Young in that first cover style. Manderley Prep, Rich Girl and the Guy Next Door by Carol Culver. In or Out, Love Me, Loves Me Not, Sweet and Vicious, and Friends Close, Enemies Closer by Claudia Gable. Woo, hi. Confessions of a Triple Shot Betty and Triple Shot Betty's in Love by Jody Gurman. The Boyfriend List, The Boy Book, and The Treasure Map of Boys by E. Lockhart. Poser and The Good, the Fab, and the Ugly by Rachel Maud. Anna and the French Kiss and Lola and the Boy Next Door by Stephanie Perkins. She's So Dead to Us, He's So Not Worth It, and This Is So Not Happening by Kieran Scott. Next, I have a bunch of YA contemporary paperbacks that start on this shelf and then continue on the top of the next shelf, but we will get to that part later. Starting with Simon vs. the Homo Sapiens Agenda by Becky Albertalli, Speak by Laurie Halse Anderson, Through to You by Lauren Barnholt, Heat of the Moment, also by Lauren Barnholt, All American Girl by Meg Cabot, High Society by Ali Carter, The Perks of Being a Wallflower by Stephen Chbosky, Confessions of a Boyfriend Stealer by Robin Clairday, The Allison Rules by Catherine Clark, and finally on this shelf is The Promise of Amazing by Robin Constantine. The next shelf down starts off the hella long YA series, starting with Why Did I Do It This Way? Oh my god, I hate myself sometimes. Give me a hot second here. Listen, if you do not... What did I say? Am I the dumb bitch or are you the dumb bitch? That's the real question. Starting with Charmed and Dangerous, The Rise of the Pretty Committee, the Click prequel, The Click, Best Friends for Never, Revenge of the Wannabes, Invasion of the Boy Snatchers, The Pretty Committee Strikes Back, Dial L for Loser, It's Not Easy Being Mean, Sealed with a Diss. You're not gonna stand up, are you? No, I'm not even gonna bother with you. The Click Summer Collection, which is Massey Dillon, Alicia, Christian, and Claire. Have I fully lost my damn mind? No. Breakfast at Tiffany's, P.S. I Loathe You, These Boots Are Made for Stalking, Boys Are Us, My Little Phony, and finally A Tale of Two Pretties, all by Lacey Harrison. The first two books of the Click spin-off, Alphas and Movers and Fakers, again by Lacey Harrison. Next up is most of the Gossip Girl series by Cicely von Ziegler. It Had to Be You, the Gossip Girl prequel, Gossip Girl, You Know You Love Me, All I Want Is Everything. Can you fucking stop for 10 seconds? Stop it! I can't fucking stand you. Because I'm Worth It, I Like It Like That, and You're the One That I Want. Gotta do it. You are the one I want. Hun, Cartman, how did you end up over there? And then I have the It Girl, which is the Gossip Girl spin-off. The It Girl, Notorious, Reckless, Devious, Classic. Wait a minute. Are you fucking... No, those are the last ones. Why are these so out of order? Holy shit. Let's try this again. The It Girl, and then Notorious, and then Reckless, and then Unforgettable, and then Lucky. Right? Stay the fuck there. Alright, we are rocking and or rolling at present. And then Tempted, Infamous, Fuck Off, Adored, Devious, and Classic. Again by Cicely von Ziegler. That was far more difficult than it ever needed to be. And finally on the shelf is the first book of The A-List by Zoe Dean. The last YA contemporary series shelf starts off with, there we go, Angus Thongs and Full Frontal Snogging. On the bright side, I'm now the girlfriend of a sex god, knocked out by my nunga nungas, dancing in my nudie pants. My battery died and I never came back to finish filming. So here we are on Day 3. Away laughing on a fast camel. Then he ate my boy in trancers. Startled by his furry shorts. Love is a many-trousered thing. Stop in the Name of Pants. And Are These My Basumas I See Before Me? Did I say this was the Confessions of Georgia Nicholson series by Louise Renison? Couldn't tell you, but I did know. And then I have the last 3 books. Not the last 3 books. I have books 7, 8, and 10 in hardcover. Startled by his furry shorts. Love is a many-trousered thing. And Are These My Basumas I See Before Me? Okay. The last ridiculously long YA series that I have is the Private series by Kate Bryan, which starts with the 2 prequels, The Book of Spells and Last Christmas. And then the actual series is Private, Invitation Only, Untouchable, Confessions, Inner Circle, Legacy. The clouds are out today. Okay. Ambition, Revelation, Paradise Lost, Suspicion, Scandal, Vanished, Ominous, and Vengeance. And then there is the spin-off series Privilege, again by Kate Bryan. Privilege, Beautiful Disaster, Perfect Mistake, and Sweet Deceit. The final contemporary bookcase continues the YA paperbacks that started a couple shelves ago with Bass Backwards and Belly Up by Elizabeth Craft and Sarah Fain, Just Listen by Sarah Dessen, How My Summer Went Up in Flames by Jennifer Salvato Doktorsky, True Confessions of a Hollywood Starlet by Lola Douglas, The Lonely Hearts Club by Elizabeth Hulberg, Top 8 by Katie Finn. Why did I do it again like this? Oh, what a dumb bitch! 2 copies of Let It Snow by John Green, Maureen Johnson, and Lauren Miracle. This is gonna make my life so difficult! It's fine. To All the Boys I've Loved Before by Jenny Han, The Summer I Turned Pretty, also by Jenny Han, Proof of Forever by Lexa Hillier, Falling in Love with English Boys by Melissa Jensen, Shut Out by Cody Keplinger, Hold Still by Nina LaCour, Everything Leads to You, also by Nina LaCour, Those Girls by Sarah Lawrence, The Disreputable History of Frankie Landau Banks by E. Lockhart, Wanderlost by Jen Malone, and finally on this shelf, The Angels Trilogy by Lurleen McDaniel, a bind-up of Angels Watching Over Me, Lifted Up by Angels, and Until Angels Close My Eyes. Generally, I don't get rid of books because I like collecting them, but I might get rid of this one because there's a misprint. Starting on page 522, we get to the very end of the page, and then, bam! We have praise. Funnily enough, the exact same praise at the beginning of the book. And then what happens? Oh, it starts all over again. The damn book was almost done. I'm angry. They're interacting. Oh my goodness. Oh my boys. The next shelf down finishes off the paperback YA standalones and starts off adult and new adult romance. Starting with The Infinite Moment of Us by Lauren Miracle, Art Geeks and Prom Queens by Alison Noel, The Possibility of Fireflies by Dominique Paul. Oh, this is reminding me why I stopped filming in daylight and I got lights because the clouds hate me. They Both Die at the End by Adam Silvera, Royally Lost by Angie Stanton, Pretty Tough by Liz Tigelaar, Tigger, T-I-double-G-R. Hacking Harvard by Robin Wasserman. Actually, that book was supposed to be first. Not That I Care by Rachel Vale. This Side of Home by Renee Watson. By Your Side by Casey West. The Fill-In Boyfriend, also by Casey West. Starting off the adult and new adult romance is The Bromance Book Club by Lissa K. Adams. Wedding Tears by Trisha Ashley. Love Her or Lose Her by Tessa Bailey. And you know what we lost? Fix Her Up by Tessa Bailey. I had that one, and then when my mom brought it to Mexico, I think it was, it never came back home. They actually lost 2 of my books in customs. Still upset. I am still upset. We're fine. Speaking of being upset, my Alyssa Cole books didn't fit on one shelf. So the Alyssa Cole books start with A Princess in Theory, Once Ghosted, Twice Shy, A Duke by Default, and the last 2 continue on the next shelf down, Can't Escape Love, and A Prince on Paper. Am I stupid? C, D, 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 E. What comes after E? F. Do I have any? No. What comes after F? G. Not H. We have H authors and then G authors. What a dumb bitch. I do not know how the alphabet works. Not the Girl You Marry and Not That Kind of Guy by Andy J. Christopher. Hello Sunshine by Laura Dave. Well Met by Jen DeLuca. Bringing Down the Duke by Evie Dunmore. The Royal Runaway by Lindsay Emery. Class Mom by Lori Gelman. Lori, let me know. The Wedding Date and the Proposal by Jasmine Guillory. Crashing the A-List by Summer Heacock. Will never not laugh at the word cock in a name, especially in a romance novel. Get a Life, Chloe Brown, and Take a Hint, Danny Brown by Talia Hibbert. The Kiss Quotient and the Bride Test by Helen Huang. Meet Cute by Helena Hunting. And finally on this shelf is The Good Luck Charm by Helena Hunting. The next shelf down starts with Confessions of a Shopaholic by Sophie Kinsella. I Owe You One, also by Sophie Kinsella. Crazy Rich Asians, China Rich Girlfriend, and Rich People Problems by Kevin Kwan. Passion on Park Avenue and Love on Lexington Avenue. Why can I not speak? by Lauren Lane. Oh You Pretty Things by Shanna Mahan. Intercepted by Alexa Martin. Red, White, and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston. The Stylist and Rosie Nixon. No. And Amber Green Takes Manhattan, both by Rosie Nixon. And finally, I hate you. Finally on this shelf is The Flat Share by Beth O'Leary. The next shelf down starts with Brokeback Mountain by Annie Proulx, The Right Swipe by Alicia Ray, The Boyfriend Project by Farrah Cochon, How to Hack a Heartbreak by Kristen Rockaway, Finding Christmas by Karen Shallot, Faker by Sarah Smith, The Worst Best Man by Mia Sosa, The Wedding Date by Zara Stoneley, The Greek Escape by Karen Swan. She's a swan! 99% Mine by Sally Thorne. The other book that they lost in customs was The Hating Game. Moment of silence for one of my favorite books being gone. The Devil Wears Prada by Lauren Weisberger. Third time's the charm? No. The Accidental Beauty Queen by Terry Wilson. Would Like to Meet by Rachel Winters. And finally, Fight or Flight by Samantha Young. The very bottom shelf is my collection of Christina Lauren books, starting with The Unhoneymooners, My Favorite Half Night Stand, Josh and Hazel's Guide to Not Dating, Dating You, Hating You, Roomies, the Beautiful series, starting with Beautiful Bastard, Beautiful Stranger, Beautiful Player, Beautiful Secret, and Beautiful. Two of the novellas from the series, Beautiful Bitch and Beautiful Boss. And then the Wild Season series, Sweet Filthy Boy, Dirty Rowdy Thing, Dark Wild Night, and Wicked Sexy Liar. The next shelf over is my collection of middle grade books. Almost all of them. There's just one that doesn't fit on this shelf, starting with The Town That Floated Away by Sandra Birdsell, The Wishing Well by Chris Colfer, Getting Near to Baby by Audrey Columbus, Seraphina and the Black Cloak by Robert Beatty, Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret by Judy Blume, Then Again, Maybe I Won't by Judy Blume, The World at Her Fingertips by Joan Dash, The Island Trilogy by Gordon Corman, Shipwreck, Survival, and Escape, Travel Team by Mike Lupica, Slam Poetry by Walter Dean Myers, Yelling, waving my hands a lot, The Keys to the Kingdom series by Garth Nix, Mr. Monday, Grim Tuesday, Drowned Wednesday, Sir Thursday, Lady Friday, Superior Saturday, and Lord Sunday. The Percy Jackson and the Olympian series by This Is Not Centered, thank you, by Rick Riordan, which apparently is pronounced like Reardon? I don't know, I saw that somewhere and I don't know if how I feel about that, if I trust that or not. The Lightning Thief, The Sea of Monsters, The Titan's Curse, The Battle of the Labyrinth, and The Last Olympian. And finishing off this shelf is A Series of Unfortunate Events by Lemony Snicket, The Bad Beginning, The Reptile Room, The Wide Window, The Miserable Mill, The Austere Academy, The Ersatz Elevator, The Vile Village, The Hostile Hospital, The Carnivorous Carnival, The Slippery Slope, The Grim Grotto, The Penultimate Peril, and The End, as well as a paperback copy of The Slippery Slope. I like to pretend that the end of this series never happened, because I hated it, but that is a video for another day. The next shelf down is my one last middle grade, and starting off the classics. The last middle grade is 10 Ways to Bug Your Teacher by Lee Wardlaw, and as you can see by my selection of middle grade, most of these books I got in grade school, and the one middle grade series that I read as an adult I didn't like, and that was Percy Jackson. So, the classics start off with Aristotle's Rhetoric, Peter Pan by J.M. Barrie, The Beauty and the Beast by Gabrielle Suzanne Barbeau de Villeneuve, By Night in Chile by Roberto Bolaño, and By Night in Chile. I thought it was pronounced Kahile. The Tenant of Wildfell Hall by Anne Bronte, Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte, Villette by Charlotte Bronte, Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte, That Summer in Paris by Morley Callahan, Alice's Adventures in Wonderland by Lewis Carroll. Why are these tabs so far out? What was young Zoe doing? Oh my god. 2 copies of The Awakening by Kate Chopin, Charlie and the Stay the Fuck Put, and The Chocolate Factory by Roald Dahl, Skin and Other Stories, also by Roald Dahl, Dante's Inferno, Dante's The Divine Comedy, Robinson Crusoe by Daniel Defoe, 2 copies of Oliver Twist by Charles Dickens, Goethe's Faust Part 1 and Faust Parts 1 and 2, Lord of the Flies by William Golding, She by H. Rider Haggard, A Movable Feast by Ernest Hemingway, The Sun Also Rises by Ernest Hemingway, The Outsiders by S.E. Hinton, The Odyssey of Homer, in parenthesis by David Jones, The Sleeping Lord and Other Fragments by David Jones, The Trial by Franz Kafka, Lucy by Jamaica Kincaid, Michael Kohlhaas by Heinrich von Kleist, To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee, and finishing off this shelf is Tragedy of Tragedies, only the first 5 books in the Chronicles of Narnia series by C.S. Lewis, The Magician's Nephew, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, The Horse and His Boy, Prince Caspian, and The Voyage of the Dawn Treader. The rest of the series continues on the next shelf down. The Silver Chair, and The Last Battle. The Light Princess by George MacDonald, Moby Dick by Herman Melville, Paradise Lost by John Milton, Anne of Green Gables by L.M. Montgomery, a fancy copy of Anne of Green Gables by L.M. Montgomery, Beloved by Toni Morrison, The Bell Jar by Sylvia Plath, Plato's The Republic, 2 copies of Frankenstein by Mary Shelley, 1 illustrated by Grizz Grimley, Of Mice and Men by John Steinbeck, Treasure Island by Robert Louis Stevenson, don't know where the dust jacket is for this one, 2 copies of Dracula by Bram Stoker, In Memoriam by Alfred Lord Tennyson, A Visitor, Cardi Lexi, hi! Lazarillo de Tormes by Unknown, and The Swindler by Francisco de Quevedo, Cavalleria Rusticana and Other Stories by Giovanni Verga, The Color Purple by Alice Walker, Stuart Little by E.B. White, Charlotte's Web, also by E.B. White, The Importance of Being Earnest by Oscar Wilde, Lyrical Ballads by William Wordsworth and Samuel Taylor Coleridge, and finally The Chonkers, Homer's Iliad, another copy of Paradise Lost by John Milton, and finally another copy of Dante's Divine Comedy. But before we go, look at the toys! The last bookcase on this wall starts off with my old textbooks and then moves into nonfiction, starting with Literature, A World of Writing by David L. Pike and Anna M. Acosta. So, Carter fell out of his little chair there. He cried, I cried, he ate a little bit, he took a shit, and now he's jumping. Carter! Hi, handsome! The Norton Anthology of English Literature, Volume A, The Middle Ages. Volume B, The 16th Century and the Early 17th Century. Volume C, The Restoration and the 18th Century. And Volume E, Literature since 1945. We didn't need Volume D at all, but I will probably get it one day to round out the set. An anthology of Canadian literature in English, the Penguin Book of Modern British Short Stories, Techniques and Principles in Language Teaching, Stylistics, Making Communicative Language Teaching Happen, the Oxford Dictionary of Literary Terms, a Glossary of Literary Terms, Perfect English Grammar, Themen 1, German Demystified, German Conversation, the Sicher Arbeitsbuch and Kursbuch, the Ultimate French Review and Practice, a Greek to English and English to Greek dictionary, The Political Brain by Drew Weston, Political Communication in American Campaigns by Joseph S. Tuman, Learning and Behavior by James E. Mazur, A Mighty Fortress by Stephen Osmond, The World of the Ancient Greeks by John Camp and Elizabeth Fisher, Money and Youth by Gary Rabior, Critical Theory Since Plato by Hazard Adams and Leroy Searle, The Rhetorical Tradition by Patricia Bizzell and Bruce Hertzberg, Hamilton, The Revolution by Lin-Manuel Miranda and Jeremy McCarter. The next shelf down has some more nonfiction, the few literary fiction books that I have, and Shakespeare. Starting with The Vanishing Half by Britt Bennett, Love in Lowercase by Francesc Miralles, Such a Fun Age by Kylie Reed, The Complete Hockey Dictionary, which is actually a book that I gave to my brother and he forgot here. Wow. Becoming by Michelle Obama, The Big Little Things by Tom Peters, a book that Book Depository sent me on accident instead of the actual book that I ordered, and they told me to just keep this one. Dreaming of Lost America by Eugene McNamara. Kurt is actually friends with this guy's son. How We Fare by Marianne Mulhern, a book that I helped edit and publish. The D Textbook. Fun Home by Alison Bechdel. A Butler's Guide to Entertaining by Nicholas Clayton, a book that I got at Buckingham Palace. Uncle John's Did You Know? Tender in the Age of Fury by Brendan Pitts, a book I got in France when the author came to do a reading for us. Scrappy Little Nobody by Anna Kendrick. Detroit, An American Autopsy by Charlie LaDuff. 15 Days by Christy Blatchford. Look Me in the Eye, My Life with Asperger's by John Elder Robeson, one of Kurt's books. American Political Parties and Elections, a very short introduction by L. Sandy Maisel. Will Not Attend by Adam Resnick. I Am That Woman by Vanessa Shields, a poet from the area that I'm from. And starting off my Shakespeare collection is Romeo Romeo and Juliet, The Winter's Tale, The Two Gentlemen of Verona, Titus Andronicus, Othello, The Taming of the Shrew, The Merchant of Venice, Measure for Measure, Macbeth, King Lear, Cymbeline, The Bard's Guide to Abuses and Affronts, the complete plays in one sitting, Love Sonnets of Shakespeare, and finally, the Norton Shakespeare. The bottom shelf is my Wizard of Oz collection, starting with the annotated Wizard of Oz, The Wonderful Wizard of Oz, an illustrated copy of the first 6 Wizard of Oz books, Ozma of Oz, The Emerald City of Oz, The Patchwork Girl of Oz, Rinky Tink in Oz, The Royal Book of Oz, The Silver Princess in Oz, Lucky Bucky in Oz, and finally the complete works that L. Frank Baum himself wrote, not the extra 30 books in the series. Volume 1 has The Wonderful Wizard of Oz, The Marvelous Land of Oz, and Ozma of Oz. Volume 2 has Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz, The Road to Oz, The Emerald City of Oz. Volume number 3 has The Patchwork Girl of Oz, TikTok of Oz, and The Scarecrow of Oz. Could you imagine these characters with TikTok accounts? Oh my god. Anyways, Volume 4 has Rinky Tink in Oz, The Lost Princess of Oz, and The Tin Woodman of Oz. And Volume number 5 has The Magic of Oz, Glinda of Oz, and The Royal Book of Oz. And the main shelves are done! Woo! Carter! Hi, handsome! So the last 2 bookcases are the TBR bookcases, and again, these are organized only alphabetically by author's last name, not by genre or anything. And they start with A Conspiracy of Faith. What the hell? A Conspiracy of Faith by Jesse Alder Andel. What did I just say? UC, I think it is. Anyways, Adler Olsen. Zenith by Sasha Alsberg and Lindsay Cummings. 2 copies of The Daughters of Enri by Rennie K. Amayo. I'm pretty sure I was supposed to send one of these to Fadwa a long time ago, and I'm just remembering right now. I'm gonna message her when I'm done doing this. Glitch by Heather Anastasiou. 8 million Animorphs books. The Encounter, The Capture, The Stranger, The Alien, The Secret, The Android, The Forgotten, The Reaction, The Change, The Unknown, The Escape, The Warning, The Underground, The Decision, The Departure, The Discovery, The Threat, The Pretender, The Suspicion, The Sickness, The Conspiracy, The Separation, The Illusion, and The Proposal, The Weakness, The Test, and The Resistance. War Storm by Victoria Aveyard, The Acid Watcher Diet by Jonathan Aviv, 2 copies of Grace and Fury by Tracy Banger, Ruin and Rising by Lee Bardugo, Heart of Thorns by Brie Barton, Seraphina and the Twisted Staff and Seraphina and the Splintered Heart by Robert Beatty, Knights of Rain and Stars by Maeve Binchy, and finally on the shelf are Taken and Frozen by Aaron Bowman. Starting off the next shelf, I have The Darkest Minds by Alexandra Bracken, The Beholder by Anna Bright, Princess in Love and Princess Mia by Meg Cabot. So my battery died again, but we are back in business with the lights up now because it's dark AF outside. Probably should have been doing it like this the whole time, but it is what it is. The next book is Queen of the Conquered by Kaysen Callender. There's No Place Like Home by Jen Kalanita. Divine by Choice by PC Cast. Bridget's Quest and Elfame's Choice by PC Cast. The Case for Jamie by Brittany Cavallaro. The Kingdom of Copper by S.A. Chakraborty. Killing Floor by Lee Child. Flamecaster by Cinda Williams-Chima, The Never Tilting World by Rin Chupeco, The Bane Chronicles by Cassandra Clare, Sarah Reese Brennan, and Maureen Johnson, 6 Years by Harlan Coben, Hold Tight by Harlan Coben, and The Woods by Harlan Coben, Dangerous Alliance by Jenica Cohen, War of the Wives by Tamar Cohen, A Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes by Suzanne Collins, The Ruining by Anna Collymore, Reached by Ali Condi, and rounding out this shelf is 99 Days by Katie Cotugno. Back over to the other shelf now, I have The Riddle and the Crow by Alison Krogan, Open Season by Ben Crump, Atlantis Found by Clive Cussler, 2 copies of Mirage by Samaya Daoud. I heard someone pronounce it like that. If it's wrong, I apologize. Stop it. Girls on Film, Blonde Ambition, Tall Cool One, Back in Black, Some Like It Hot, American Beauty and Beautiful Stranger by Zoe Dean, The Queen of Sorrow by Sarah Beth Durst, We Hunt the Flame by Hafsa Faisal, The 10th Girl by Sarah Faring, Beastly and Bewitching by Alex Flynn, Fall of Giants by Ken Follett, 2 copies of The Black Witch and The Iron Flower by Laurie Forrest. Why do I have 2 copies of this? Oh, Frenzy. Right. Frenzy Presents happened and they gave us an ARC and the first. A Love-Hate Thing by Whitney D. Grandison. And finally on this shelf, They Wish They Were Us by Jessica Goodman. The next shelf over starts with P.S. I Still Love You and Always and Forever Lara Jean by Jenny Han. Into the Water by Paula Hawkins. The Library at Mount Char by Scott Hawkins. Throw Like a Girl by Sarah Henning. Sweet Evil by Wendy Higgins. Recreated by Colleen, still not sure if it's Who Hawk or Hawk. You Don't Want to Know by Lisa Jackson. Lisa Jackson told me I don't want to know how to pronounce it. Sparrow by Mary Cecilia Jackson. The Rebel Mama's Handbook for Cool Moms by Alexandra Jassim and Nikita Stanley. The Obelisk Gate by N.K. Jemisin. I Found You by Lisa Jewell. The Storm Crow by Kaylin Josephson. The Iron Queen, The Iron Knight, The Iron Legends, and The Lost Prince by Julie Kagawa. Daring Time by Beth Carey. Origin by Jessica Khoury. Vitro by Jessica Khoury. The Extraordinaries by T.J. Klune. Mr. Mercedes by Stephen King. Address for the Wicked by Autumn Krause. Lifelike by Jay Kristoff. The Good Girl by Mary Kubica. And finally, Love and Other Words by Christina Lauren. The next shelf starts with Hood by Stephen R. Lawhead. Taliesin by Stephen R. Lawhead. Marriage on Madison Avenue by Lauren Lane. An updated copy of The Guardians of Eastgate by Sherry LeClaire. The Rise of 9 and the Fate of 10 by Pittacus Lore. Wonderful Feels Like This by Sarah Lovestam. Red Seas Under Red Skies and the Republic of Thieves by Scott Lynch. A Very Large Expanse of Sea by Tahara Mafi. Last Sacrifice by Rochelle Mead. Bloodlines by Rochelle Mead. Circe by Madeline Miller. 2 copies of Nocturna by Maya Motain. What to Expect When You're Expecting by Heidi Murkoff. No, I am not pregnant again yet. I just actually never read it while I was pregnant. Oops. Night Star and Everlasting by Alison Noel. The Tea Dragon Society by Katie O'Neill. Broken Things by Lauren Oliver. The Astonishing Color of After by Emily X. Arpan. How does one pronounce this? Brizinger by Christopher Paolini. Junie B. Jones is a Party Animal. Junie B. Jones is not a crook. Junie B. Jones and the Yucky Blucky Fruitcake. Junie B. Jones and a Little Monkey Business, Junie B. Jones and the Stupid Smelly Bus, and Junie B. Jones is Almost a Flower Girl by Barbara Park. I am collecting these so I can reread them, and then when Carter is old enough, he can read them. No! I'm so emotional. It's fine. The next shelf over starts with Heart of Iron by Ashley Poston, Crown of Feathers by Nikki Pau-Prado, Vow of Thieves by Mary E. Pearson, Opposite of Always by Justin A. Reynolds, The House of Hades by Rick Riordan, The Hammer of Thor by Rick Riordan. Why are these so shiny? Key of Light and Key of Knowledge by Nora Roberts, Morgan's Cross by Nora Roberts, River's End by Nora Roberts, The Witness by Nora Roberts, Tribute by any guesses? Nora Roberts. Daring to Dream, Holding the Dream, and Finding the Dream by my girl, Nora Roberts. But wait, there's more! Stars of Fortune by Nora Roberts. And finally, the last Nora Roberts book, Dance Upon the Air. A friend was getting rid of a lot of books, and there was a ton of Nora Roberts, and I was like, she's written a shit ton of books. Maybe I'll try them. 2 copies of Sorcery of Thorns by Margaret Rogerson. Skyward by Brandon Sanderson. The Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss. I will not be reading this until the 3rd book comes out, because I don't want to do that to myself again, like with Game of Thrones. State of Sorrow by Melinda Salisbury. And finally on the shelf, how apropos, the book itself said, Onward to the Floor. Onward by Howard Schultz. And the very last shelf starts with Amber and Dusk by Lyra Celine, Salt to the Sea by Ruta Sepetys, Crushed, Ruthless, and Burned by Sarah Shepard, 7 Minutes in Heaven by Sarah Shepard, Pregnancy, Child, and the Newborn, The Complete Guide by a whole bunch of people, again, not pregnant again yet. Natural Born Angel by Scott Speer. The Raven King by Maggie Stiefvater. Beyond the Black Door by A.M. Strickland. This Time Will Be Different by Misa Segura. Night of Cake and Puppets by Laini Taylor. On the Come Up by Angie Thomas. The Silmarillion by J.R.R. Tolkien. Crier's War by Nina Varela. To Best the Boys by Mary Weber. The Light Between Worlds by Laura E. Weymouth. A Treason of Thorns by Laura E. Weymouth. The Stone of Farewell and To Green Angel Tower by Tad Williams. The Witchwood Crown by Tad Williams. New World Rising by Jennifer Wilson. And Fina Frickin' Lee, Sky in the Deep by Adrian Young. We did it. We did it. We did it. Hooray, something Spanish. That's it. If you made it here to the end, congratulations. You're amazing. Thank you for supporting my channel so much and sitting through this monster of a video. Let me know down below in the comments if you saw any books that you hadn't heard about that you're interested in, and what your favorite and least favorite books that you saw on my shelves are. Or if that's just too much or you don't have a lot of time, drop some hearts down below, preferably purple ones because that's my favorite color. I'm gonna go eat dinner. I'm gonna get a snack. I'm gonna continue editing this because I'm not done yet. Oh my god. We're fine. As always, to stay updated with my current reads and how I'm feeling about them, you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Goodreads, all at Your Book Nerd Zoe. All at Zoe's All Booked. I swear I will have it consistently down one day, but today is not that day, which I will leave linked down below in the description box. While you're down there, you can click on over to Book Depository, you can join the Discord, you can become a patron, or you can leave a tip on my coffee. Thank you all so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I hope you all have a wonderful day and get at least a little bit of uninterrupted reading time. I love you awesome nerds, and I will see you in the next one.